Okay, so as promised, this is version 2 of a video that I've created in conjunction with essential weighted blankets. And I wanted to make sure that we had an in-depth opportunity to be able to go a little deeper for people who are looking for that additional support in choosing essential oils and different wellness supplements so that it again works with your body in conjunction with that wellness goal you have. So, in relation to the wellness goal that you have, we're queuing up better sleep, setting the tone for a restful night's sleep and sleeping through the night, whether it's for your child, for yourself, or a loved one. I want to be able to explain to you just very quickly within the next 15 minutes a cycle and a way to be able to really achieve that in a really genuine and safe way using plants. So this is exactly what we're going to talk about, and I want to make sure that you're very clear. It's very simple, so I don't want to complicate it. Basically, the best thing that you can do is train your body, and sometimes it takes about 1 to 2 weeks to be able to teach your body that this is now our routine. Just like going back to school, I think this is a perfect example. But going from being in school to being in summertime, it was hard on my kids. They're used to structure. They're used to wake up times and sleep times, and so when you're having that more sort of loose bedtime, they're like not knowing what to expect. And I think as a parent, I was like, just roll with it, guys. And they're like, no, we need support, mama. So back into routine we go. I actually grabbed it's in a cereal bowl, but this entire bowl of oils from their bedroom. And I keep them up high for safety reasons. But I have them in there because, again, we talked about in the last video how important it is to keep your tools where you use them the most. I dislike seeing people having these beautiful oil collections on these beautifully made bars, and then they keep them all in one spot, and it's like a piece of furniture rather than a resource. So I encourage people to, if you want to use those beautifully made little oil pockety things, grab a couple of them, buy a couple of them, have one in your bedroom, have one in your bathroom for skin stuff, and have one in your office for alertness, and have one in your kitchen for culinary stuff, and one by your water so you can add it to your water. So I want to see people using their oils. I want to see them where they're going to be used, because that is how this whole thing works. If you're not using your oils, you're collecting oils, and gosh, please don't do that. Anyway, so we talked a little bit about lavender in the last video. Lavender is that typical essential oil that people think of when they're queuing up sleep. Now, with this little felt pad, the other thing that you can use is actually a diffuser. Now, doTERRA has this wonderful, wonderful diffuser. It's a pedal diffuser, and it's wonderful for the bedroom. It has a cycle that you can have so that it's 4 hours or longer, up to, I believe it's 10 hours worth of essential oil diffusing. And it's an automatic shut off. It's wonderful, perfect size for a bedroom. And we really like them. It's a wonderful thing that you need to start using. And I actually like to turn them on about 30 minutes before my kids are about to go to bed. So it's just almost bombing their bedroom with these wonderful sleep supportive essential oils, that it's filling the room and it's creating that wonderful atmosphere for sleep. So what I do is I actually start to take away stimulating, energizing essential oils just after dinner. And I start adding in to the diffusers sleep supportive essential oils just after dinner. And it's funny, my kids start to yawn and they're like, I just, and I'm like, anyway, whatever we can do to help them. Right? So one of the things that I like to do is I like to take about a half a cup, because they're smaller, of Epsom salt. And I like to add a little bit of baking soda to that. And then I add in some essential oils on top of those Epsom salts and the baking soda, and I put it into their bathtub. And the one that my kids really, really love is Serenity. Now, Serenity is a wonderful, beautiful bouquet of not just lavender, but also essential oils of Roman chamomile. It has vetiver in there, and cedar wood. And so I absolutely love using it in the bathtub because, again, my girls know that when they smell this essential oil experience, their 5 senses start to queue up, knowing that it's almost time for sleep. And so their melatonin starts to release into their bodies naturally. And they're right there when they need to be. I love that. Again, when you're using essential oils, there's most certainly most of the time more than just one function for it. So it also is very nourishing to the skin. So if my girls were getting a little bit too much sun, or if maybe they had bug bites or things like this that kind of come up during the day. Essential oils are so great at being able to address different things in our bodies. And I just love being able to have this full experience for them where the oils are arriving and they're helping their bodies. And I just know that sometimes even when I'm not around, my husband does the same thing, just like throws oils into the bath and it works. And so win, 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 and all the way around. The other thing that I really, really like, which I don't have down here, just because my kids are actually on their way to bed right now, is Breathe or Easy Air. And Easy Air is a wonderful, I'm just looking to see if I have it, but I don't. It's a wonderful airway supportive essential oil. Now, Abigail, my youngest, used to suffer from sleep apnea. And so now my second daughter, Hannah, is now starting to show signs of this apnea-like response where her body's not able to get a proper respiratory inhalation. And then she's waking up with this like sudden gasp, and then she's putting herself back to sleep. Now, if you're doing that throughout the night a number of times, that's not creating a wonderful sleeping experience. But, when we are diffusing beside her bed, a combination of Serenity, which we talked about how wonderfully sleep supportive it is, and the Breathe or Easy Air, both of those essential oils work in unison together, almost like double Dutch. And it is a wonderful way to be able to get those deep aspirations, but also make sure that she's staying asleep. So I love that I'm just, again, setting her up for success. I do put a diluted version of that from a roller bottle on the bottoms of her feet just before bed and a little bit on her chest with some coconut oil, just to make sure that she's getting a full head to toe experience with that airway. And also we're using a medical technique to be able to get her through this apnea issue. And it might have to be removing her tonsils, which happened with Abigail, and now she's sleeping like a boss. So we're not opposed to using anything and everything we can to support our kids, but at the same time, there's a huge wait list for this operation. So we're doing what we can with the resources that we have until we are at that point. So again, I love to refer to Serenity as the mama oil. I diffuse this one at my bedside every night, and I actually like to amp it up a little bit with some vetiver. Now, vetiver is a wonderfully molassesy, syrupy, grounding, grassy kind of essential oil, and I add this little dropper on it. So it actually comes looking like this bottle, but I added this because, as you can see, I just want to take it out and show you. I'm putting this into my wellness box this month because we're getting kind of low on it. You can see it's very, very syrupy, like maple syrup from the fridge. And so this is a very grassy, rooty smell to it. And I love diffusing that beside my bed alongside Serenity, just because those two essential oils for me personally are so wonderful for queuing up my own sleep. And we do this for our kids, and we have to do it for ourselves. Okay, so the next thing that I absolutely love using on my kids throughout the day and at nighttime especially is Balance. Now, Balance essential oil does exactly what it sounds like. It's very balancing. It's very grounding. It is so wonderful at being able to keep our emotions in check, but also let ourselves and our bodies and our systems know that we're not under attack or stress. So I think sometimes that fight and flight cortisol response happens, and we can't actually de-escalate and cause ourselves to come down at nighttime. So I love being able to create a wonderful aromatic experience with Balance, either cupping it in my hand and taking a couple deep inhalations like I talked about in the last video. If you have your essential blanket, you can put some of the Balance onto your cloud or your heart. And again, be able to use those throughout the night to be able to have that aromatic experience as you're in breathing throughout the night. You're going to be smelling that. It's going to be wonderful. Again, you can also put it behind your ear. You can we call it an oil mustache, but Balance is already diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So you can just put a drop on your hand and make a little mustache right underneath your nose to be able to have that aromatic experience. You can put it over your heart and just remind yourself that all is well. Bottoms of the feet's another really great entry point for different essential oils, just because it has the largest pores in the body. So that's a really great one. The next one I want to talk to you about, and there's only a few left, is Peace. Now, Peace essential oil has a lot of vetiver in it. So if you have ever smelt Peace essential oil before, or you want to know what it smells like, it smells a lot like vetiver. It's yummy and I love it. And I like wearing it with my diffuser jewelry as well. It's just a really, really nice. And again, I think I talked about balance, how it does what the name says. Peace does the same thing. It's a very peaceful, centering, wonderful thing that just comes in and almost sets the tone for whatever heart issue is going on. And it lets the body know that all is well. Cedar Wood is a wonderful essential oil, and I do have it here. Here it is. This is actually the first essential oil that I ordered in the land of doTERRA over 6 years ago. When I was at Ange Peter's first launch class, I built my own kit. I wasn't really interested in the Home Essentials kit at the time, which now I regret because it's a really great kit. I wanted to build my own, and I wanted cedar wood, because when I smell cedar wood, I think of Grandma's closet upstairs in her old country home where she kept all of her fur coats. It was a beautifully cedar-lined closet, and I remember being in that closet and just hanging out with the fur coats with my cousins and talking about things that were concerning us when we were 7 to 10 years old, which, I mean, what were those things? But just the smell of cedar wood is such a memory anchor for me of like hominess and peace and family and community, that I just love it. And so when I'm using it, I love what it's doing for my emotions, but I didn't realize how wonderful it is for grounding. And like all the wood oils that doTERRA carries, it is super, super grounding as far as how roots, deep, deep tree roots, go down into the soil. And when the wind and all of the things that life throws at that beautiful tree, it stays solid, and it stays grounded, and it stays in its position. And I absolutely love it. So I want you to experience cedar wood. If you want some, please let me know. I love it. It's one of my favorite oils. So yes, the reason why I'm bringing all of this to you, and I want to package it up in a way that is very simple and accessible to you, is because we now have these wonderful kits that doTERRA is offering called wellness boxes. And all the oils that I just talked about actually end up being in a wellness box that allows you to actually create this shopping list, if you will, of oils and different products from doTERRA. But then you also get free stuff on top of that, because you're rewarded for this loyal way to be able to support your body. And so I love being able to show people that with these certain oils and these tools, when you get them, you actually are given free products. So I teach people how to do this all the time, and it's very, very simple. If you shop online, you can go on Amazon or whatever, wherever you like to shop. It's just as simple as just adding a few things to your cart and making sure that it goes through, and boom, you're getting your oils delivered directly to your door, and you're getting free stuff inside of it, and you're getting your shipping, which is about $6 in Canada. I think it's $6.99, so $7. You're getting that money back to you in points. So you're actually being able to build up a little bank of money, doTERRA-wise, to spend later on free oils again. So it's so wonderful. I absolutely love this program. I am part of it. And sometimes we get the sleep kit. Sometimes we're getting an immune system kit. Other times we're getting the Great Outdoors kit, which is what I just ordered. I absolutely love it. It's bug spray and stuff to help with sunburn and all these other things, which is awesome. Skin support, glowing skin. There's so many different wellness boxes that we can help you curate and create for yourself, so that every month something new and exciting comes to your door. And I just love being able to teach people how to do that. So if that's something that's intriguing to you, please let me know. I am here to help you and serve you. And I'm super thankful that this is part of what I get to do as the owner of We Felt That, but also as a wellness advocate with doTERRA. So again, let me know how I can help. I kept this video under 15 minutes, and I'm super proud of that. Way to go, me. And I hope you're having a wonderful evening. If this is resonating with you, and if you're wanting to learn a little bit more, again, reach out to me. There's lots of different ways, and I'm here to help. Take care.